Hello and welcome everyone to the third lecture of Infinite series. As discussed earlier, today we will be covering the comparison test. So without wasting time, let's get started. So let us start by the definition of comparison test. It states that if two positive term series sigma un and sigma vn are such that limit n tending to infinity un by vn is a finite non-zero number, then both the series will have the same convergence, that is, both will converge and diverge together. So let us understand the definition by the following example. Consider the series sigma n equal to 1 to infinity n plus 1 upon 2n cube minus n square. We will not be able to determine its convergence from the test which we learned in the last lecture, like the p-series test or the divergence test. We will need to employ a better test, that is the comparison test. So to apply the comparison test, we will have to find a Vn for the given Un such that the limit of the ratio is equal to a finite and a non-zero number. The best way to find Vn is to take the highest common powers of n from the numerator and denominator and cancelling them. So we will be left with a proper fraction, and hence it will be easier to find a Vn as in this case. So after taking the highest common powers of n from numerator and denominator, we are left with the following fraction. From this, we can easily assume Vn equal to 1 over n square. So after we take the ratio, that is un upon Vn, we will be left with the fraction 1 plus 1 upon n upon 2 minus 1 upon n. And when we plug this in limit n tending to infinity, we will be left with 1/2, which is finite and non-zero number. Hence we can apply the comparison test here. So a question arises in our mind that why did we choose Vn equal to 1 over n square? The simple answer to this question is we can easily determine the convergence of Vn by the p-series test, where we have got the value of p equal to 2, which is greater than 1, and so we know that Vn will be convergent by the p-series test, and hence by comparison test we can say that Un will also be convergent. So let us dig a bit deeper into this concept. We have got limit n tending to infinity un upon vn equal to 1/2. In mathematics, a limit tells us the value that a function approaches as that function's input gets closer and closer to some number, in our case infinity. The limit gives us a basic idea of where the function will approach. So we have got two functions un and vn. So for a moment, let us remove the limit sign. So we will get un upon vn equal to 1/2. That is, un is 1/2 times vn. Both of these are infinite series, and infinite series have a property that if you multiply a finite number to the series, its convergence does not change. So in this case, we have multiplied 1/2 to vn, which is a finite number, and hence its convergence won't be affected. So we can easily find the convergence of Vn as we saw by the p-series test, and hence it was easy to determine the convergence of Un, which was a rather more complex function. This is all the theory we needed to know. Now let us jump in and solve some examples. The first example is in front of your screen. I would encourage you to pause the video here and solve it. Here is the solution. So, as we discussed earlier, we will take the highest powers of n common and cancel them out from the numerator and denominator, and hence we will get the value of Vn equal to 1 over n raised to power 3 by 2. Plugging this value in limit n tending to infinity un upon Vn, we will get the value of limit equal to 1, which is finite and non-zero. And by the p-series test, we know that Vn will be convergent as p equal to 3 by 2 is greater than 1. Thus, we can say by comparison test that Un is also convergent. Here is the second example. It is a bit different from the examples we have solved so far, and so I will encourage you to pause the video here and solve it. So the most common mistake we make here is we write Un equal to n into n plus 1 upon n plus 2 square up into n plus 3 square by just seeing the first term. But if you look at the series carefully, we have a series 1, 3, 5, then we have 2, 4, 6, then we have 3, 5 and 7, and we have 4, 6 and 8. So our Un will not be this, but it will be 2n minus 1 into 2n upon 2n plus 1 whole square upon 2n plus 2 the whole square. How will we find these values? If you carefully look at the series, these are arithmetic progressions. That is, 1, 3, 5 is in one arithmetic progression, 2, 4, 6 is another arithmetic progression. Same is the case with 3, 5, 7 and 4, 6, 8. And so, by plugging the general term, we will get the value of un. So after we get the value of un, the procedure is same like before. We will take the highest powers of n common and we will get the value of vn equal to 1 over n square. We will plug this value in limit n tending to infinity and we will get the value of limit equal to 1 by 4, which is finite and non-zero. And we know that vn by p-series test is convergent as 2 is greater than 1. Thus, by comparison test, we will say that un is also convergent. Here is the third example. I would encourage you to pause the video here and solve it. Here is the solution. Like we have been doing before, we will first try to simplify the un and we will get un equal to n into 1 plus 1 over n cubed to the power 1 by 3 minus n. So now you will not have an idea how will you proceed further. You might have heard of binomial expansion, which is 1 plus x to the power n equal to 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 by factorial to x square and so on. So we will use the binomial expansion to find the expansion of 1 plus 1 over n cube to the power 1 by 3. Our x will be 1 over n cube and n will be 1 by 3. So if we proceed, we will get the value of un equal to 1 over n square into 1 by 3 minus 1 by 9 into 1 over n cube and so on. Thus we will assume vn to be 1 over n square. Plugging the value in limit n tending to infinity un upon vn, we will get the value of limit 1 by 3, which is finite and non-zero. Thus by p-series test, we will get that vn is convergent as p is equal to 2, which is greater than 1. And thus we can say by comparison test that sigma un is also convergent. That's all from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I would also encourage you to solve a few more examples based on the comparison test just to get the grip of the topic. In the next video we will be covering the ratio test and the root test. Till then, see you.